What's up, guys? Welcome back to today's episode of The Sports Sermon. We are brought to you by Scooch, the most functional phone case on the market. Check out ScoochCase.com to get yours today and use the code SPORTS18, sports with a Z, of course, to get a 10% discount on your order. Stay tuned till the end for a special Scooch giveaway as well. But now, today's episode.
And welcome inside the Sports Sermon. I am Dylan Staggy, here today with Jason Gandhi and Dan Majors. And as you can tell by the title, we are back for another NFL team preview. And today's is the Arizona Cardinals. So the Cardinals, a year ago, finished their season at 8-8 and missed out on the playoffs. In the offseason, they had a couple big moves, trading up in the draft for Josh Rosen and losing Carson Palmer at the quarterback position. They also lost Tyrann Mathieu, and they picked up Sam Bradford to compete for quarterback this season with Josh Rosen. They also picked up Steve Wilks at the coach after Bruce Arians retired. But let's talk about this quarterback position this season. When should Josh Rosen take over at quarterback?
So the Cardinals have one of the best quarterback situations in football. They have a good QB of the present and a good QB for the future. Sam Bradford is a very good QB when healthy, and if he stays healthy, he should be the starter for the entire season. The chosen Rosen shouldn't come on until then because there is no rush to have him on the field, but I absolutely love what the Cardinals are doing, being able to hit both the future and the present.
Yeah, I think you ride with Bradford until he gets hurt, which is a really good possibility. He is very injury prone, and this offensive line is not going to help him much at all. So Rosen, I think he gets at least one or two starts this year just because of how injury prone Sam Bradford is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cardinals should treat it like a QB competition. I think once Bradford sucks or gets hurt or the record is bad, Rosen should come in. I think he definitely needs to take snaps this season no matter what. But honestly, Sam Bradford will probably get hurt sometime before midseason, so I don't think they'll have to worry about it anyway. But let's talk about the coach. Did you guys like the Steve Wilks hiring?
I did a lot, actually. He comes in and is full of confidence. I loved the fact that in the introduction press conference, he told the GM, Steve Keem, how he made the right decision and how it was such a great move for him to hire himself. That confidence is going to be crucial to being a head coach. He switches their defense to a 4-3 instead of a 3-4, and has talked about a major emphasis on the run game. Mike McCoy comes in to also help with that offense, and this team could really surprise people. People forget about David Johnson, and now there will be an emphasis to get him the ball. Oh my, watch out.
Yeah, Wilkes, he'll be solid in terms of defense, as he was good with the Cardinals in the past. But this is not the kind of coach Josh Rosen, Josh Rosen needs for the future. So I think offensively, I don't think he helps that much, but defensively, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think Wilks is a great leader, and as the Cardinals transition to the future, I think he's someone good for the Cardinals to have. But you might not see the results right away. I would definitely not expect a Sean McVay kind of turnaround with the Rams in terms of taking a young quarterback to the playoffs right away. I mean, they have a lot of young pieces, and I don't think he's going to install anything crazy like Sean McVay did with the Rams and kind of have that success right away. But in the long term, I think this could definitely work out for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't think that Sean McVay one's very comparable just because, I mean, no one's expecting to have that Sean McVay season from any of these coaches. I don't think anybody's saying, oh, he's coming in now, they're going to go to the playoffs and be 11-5 and be really freaking good. Like, I think that was kind of a fluke situation, and with that, I think that still Josh Rosen's also a rookie. Like, he's not a second-year guy, and that's also very important. So I don't see those being very comparable, so I agree with you there. I don't know. I think that Rosen and Wilks are going to be are good. This offseason is very good for the future of the Arizona Cardinals because those two guys are going to be very crucial for the future.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about this defensive side of the ball now. The Cardinals did almost nothing to the defense in this offseason. Do you guys still think they have enough pieces to be one of the league's best defenses?
So, yeah, I don't see how they can't still be top 10. They were 6th last year. Wilkes is going to rush the passer, and he has the leading sack man in the league to do it. He and Marcus Golden, which he being Chandler Jones, will be constant threats from the outside to get to the passer, and this year is the season that will determine what is Robert Nkemdiche. If he can establish a solid push from the middle, this will be one hell of a pass rush. Deion Buchanan will still be calling the shots on defense as the weak side backer, with Hassan Reddick being on the strong side. Hassan Reddick was one of my favorite draft picks last year. In the secondary, the only weakness is the cornerback 2 spot. They're hoping Bene Benwikere will show up like he did in Carolina a few years ago, but Patrick Peterson, Budda Baker, and Antoine Bethea are still more than enough to make up for the lack of stability in this cornerback 2 spot.
So they lose Tyrann Mathieu on a total of 5 players who started multiple games in 2017. I think the Stevens will no doubt take a step back. One good thing is that Wilkes will now be able to pick up the guys he wants for his defense. So eventually, I think they can get back to elite status, but not this year.
Yeah, I also think they take a big step back this season. Leading tacklers from a year ago, Carlos Dansby and Tyrann Mathieu, are both gone. And then Antoine Bethea is also getting older at the safety position. And I think there's also big questions as to who will rush the passer outside of Chandler Jones, and like Jason mentioned, the cornerbacks outside of Patrick Peterson.
I mean, Marcus Golden will still be fantastic on the edge, and if Robert Nkemdiche can bring some pass rush, I don't see why this team has to take a step back. Yes, Tyrann Mathieu's gone, but he was also hurt, and
not last season he wasn't.
I mean, he's just been hurt at the last few years in general. I feel like he has an injury-plagued career. And then Carlos Dansby was getting old anyway. Hassan Reddick's now a second-year guy. You get Deion Buchanan, who's one of the best linebackers in this league and is one of the leaders of this team. I don't think this team has to take a step back by any means.
I still do because, I mean, lose a lot and get older. For me,
like, they're not that old besides Antoine Bethea. And he's not even that old. He's only like a 13-year vet, which means he can still play for a few more years. He's like old, but not like that.
Only a 13-year vet.
Yeah, he's fine. He's played good last year.
I mean, they do have a few stars. Again, Chandler Jones, Deion Buchanan, Patrick Peterson. I think one at each level. But besides that, I mean, I just don't think outside of that there's enough talent to be a top 10 kind of defense.
They were 6th last year. I don't think 4 spots is that much. I don't think you're going to be dropping 20 spots. Like 4 spots is still, I think, enough to drop. I think they're going to be really successful.
I'd say more around league average, but we will see very soon. I want to hear your guys' record prediction, the Cardinals' place in the division, and whether they can make the playoffs this season.
So, I have them at 7-9. They're going to be 3rd in the division. I do not think they make the playoffs. And a home-heavy first half will set Steve Wilkes up and whoever his quarterback is up for a smooth start. So I do like how that played out.
I have them 5-11, 4th in the division, and do not make the playoffs. I just think what they lost on defense is, I still think they're going to take a step back. So.
Yeah, I have 5-11 also. They do get David Johnson back on the offensive side, but really, I mean, the quarterback situation is just going to be a huge question. I'm not sold on either Bradford or Rosen just yet.
And their offensive line isn't great either. So.
Why aren't you sold on Rosen or Bradford?
Because, I mean, Bradford's always hurt, and Rosen has never taken an NFL snap. Even if he does have a good future, there's no saying that he'll be good this season at all.
So you don't like any rookies then? I mean, like you like Baker Mayfield, like people like Baker Mayfield, like Sam Darnold, like that's no different.
But I wouldn't say that either of them could lead the team to kind of.
You said you're not sold on them. I'm not saying they have to make them in the playoffs. I mean, I'm saying why are you not like sold on them at all? Like Sam Bradford's been very good when he's healthy. Like that's not a debatable fact.
I don't think he will be healthy.
So then, but then you have a rookie that went 10th overall, and people are saying could be the best quarterback in the draft class, and like no one knows what these rookies are going to be. Like I don't know why you're not sold on Josh Rosen when. Like,
I mean, more times than not, rookie QBs struggle.
Yeah. But
so I'm bet on that side.
Why? What about Josh Rosen leads you to believe he's going to struggle?
Like, I mean, there's a reason he wasn't one of the top 3 quarterbacks taken in this draft. I mean,
Dak Prescott was before. Like, we can go through who wasn't a top 3 quarterback in their draft class that was good.
I mean, I'm just betting on the more times than not.
But I mean,
the rookie
you'd say
QBs
every
are
rookie's not going to be good. I'm saying, like, what about Josh Rosen specifically do you not like?
I mean, He's a rookie. That's really all. I think
That's
he'll
all.
be.
You don't like any rookies this year.
No,
Because he's a rookie.
I would not say that any of them will have a great season.
You said you're not sold on them. That's different than not having a great season.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not sold on him for this year.
But I'm asking why not Josh Rosen? Why can he not be a good quarterback in this league?
I said he can be a good quarterback in this league, just not this year.
All right. I mean, you can't. All right. Whatever. I mean, keep hating on the chosen Rosen.
I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying most rookie quarterbacks are going to struggle. I think he'll be fine in the future, but this year I would not expect very much out of him.
It's all right. We want you to keep hating him. I want you to hate. He's going to prove you wrong, Dylan. The chosen Rosen. And if not, Sam Bradford.
I mean, you even say he's not even going to play that much this year. So.
Unless Sam Bradford gets hurt. I mean, I think whichever quarterback's playing is going to look good this year. Yeah.
I mean, like, what around him do you think will make him look good, though? Like,
Larry Fitzgerald is playing like he's 25 years old right now. Yeah, he's 35, but he's playing like he's a 3-year guy in the league. He's looking really good. Christian Kirk was one of my favorite receivers coming out. Jermaine Gresham is heck of a consistent guy. Ricky Seals-Jones, one of my favorite sleeper tight ends in fantasy this year. David Johnson is a top 3 running back this year in the draft. And fantasy and in NFL. Justin Pugh is one of the best offensive linemen come over. Mike Iupati's a good lineman. DJ Humphries is a very good lineman. Like, there's a lot to like on this team.
Yeah,
then you start looking at
I'm not sold
defense.
on this lineman, but
You don't like Justin Pugh and DJ Humphries and
As a
all those. The
whole?
one that scares
As
me
a
is AQ
whole?
Shipley getting hurt. That scares me with him getting hurt because now you have to rely on a rookie to take steps at center. That part scares me. That came out a few days ago. But then you go to defense like Marcus Golden, Chandler Jones. I like Robert Kimdiche still, and even if he doesn't, think Corey Peters looked really good last year at times. Deion Buchanan, Hassan Reddick, and then the secondary is still loaded.
I mean, I just don't like the receivers, though. I don't think they'll make either quarterback look good. Like, Larry Fitzgerald is fine, but he's not getting any better. And then,
He hasn't gotten worse. He's looking really good.
and I mean, outside of last season, like, J.J. Nelson had 500 yards, but literally no one else had 500 yards receiving.
Literally none of them are there. John Brown's gone. Jerome Brown's gone. Like, now they've got Christian Kirk. You've got Bryce Butler taking an extended role. Like, they've got players now that are taking bigger roles in this offense because John and Jerome Brown are gone. Jerome's with the Seahawks and John's with the Ravens.
I mean, I don't think either Christian Kirk, at least this year, or Bryce Butler is going to be any better, though.
I guess you don't value rookies as high as I do. I think rookies can be very successful in the NFL. We see it all the time. And I like Christian Kirk as a heck of a slot receiver, along with J.J. Nelson extending people deep. I think Kirk can be a really good slot to get fit in between zones and really just be a reliable guy for Rosen or Bradford or Glennon, whoever the heck is at quarterback. I like this Cardinals offense.
All right. I mean, we will have to see, but I think this is all we've got for the Cardinals episode today. Like Jason mentioned in the intro, we have a Scooch contest going on. Make sure you comment on this video and subscribe for a chance to win a Scooch Wingman case for your phone. Also, Jason also mentioned in the intro, a discount with the code SPORTS18 for 10% off on your order at scoochcase.com. We're going to make that 15 now, so make sure you use that code at scoochcase.com and get your case today. But we are going to be signing off today, and we will see you very soon with some more NFL team previews.